finished the last video partway through the Ds, so we'll continue with those. Let's dive straight in. We start today with the Displacer beast. It's another one that I really would just want to take home and domesticate, though I'm really not sure how successful I would be. I love the colouring of this art, the deep forest green to this light here in the middle, its glowing yellow eyes, these tentacles ready to attack, and like this shock of red hair here, and the red tips on the arrows, and this armour is gorgeous with the leaf detailing. Displacer beast, deceptive feline stalker, habitat forest. A displacer beast resembles a gaunt, six-legged panther with a barbed tentacle sprouting from each of its shoulders. This predator uses innate magic to displace light, so it appears to be several feet away from its actual location. Displacer beasts hunt not just to feed, but because they enjoy killing. Once displacer beasts begin stalking prey, they can't be deterred until either they or their quarry is slain. While displacer beasts commonly inhabit dense forests, they might pursue travellers across great distances and even into cities or dungeons. More cunning than mere animals, these predators might set ambushes or lie hidden for days to bring down their prey. Displacer beasts sometimes pursue prey through portals to other planes of existence. As a result, these predators can be found across the multiverse, particularly on the worlds of the material plane, in the Shadowfell, and in the Feywild. These restless hunters can destroy a land's natural balance and drive other creatures to extinction. As a result, many Druid circles and Fey view displacer beasts as deadly threats. The murderous fury of a displacer beast is fit only for nightmares, of which I've been haunted since narrowly escaping one's ambush. I'm certain that beast stalks me still. Jen Arb, naturalist and displacer beast survivor. Displacer beast, AC 13, HP 76, speed 40 feet, initiative +4. Its scores here: senses, languages, challenge rating, some traits here: avoidance, if the displacer beast is subjected to an effect that allows it to make a saving throw to take only half damage. It instead takes no damage if it succeeds on the save, and half damage if it fails. It can't use this trait if it has the incapacitated condition. Displacement. Attack rolls against the displacer beast have disadvantage, since it projects an illusion that makes it appear to be near its actual location. This trait is suppressed while the Displacer beast has the incapacitated condition. Its actions here: multi-attack, rend, and tentacle. Onto the chin now. Another really wonderful colouring on this art. The purple elements to match its skin. These glowing eyes. This bolt of lightning here. Its hair almost like clouds, a little like the clown giant. And lots of gold touches to show its wealth. And of course the gold manacles here. Genie. Genie of the air. Habitat. Coastal. Planar. Elemental plane of air. As genies of wind and skies, Jinn personify freedom and might. They can control wind and travel as swiftly as a breeze. They might be as serene as drifting clouds, or as tempestuous as storms. But most Jinn relish their freedom and desire to discover the wonders of the multiverse. Jinn often know many stories, and they might share such lore with those who offer their own exciting stories in trade. I've always loved that as an idea, just people and travellers swapping stories. While many Jinn create airy palaces on stormy coasts or high in the clouds, untold numbers dwell on the elemental plane of air. In floating cities, Jinn collect tales and experiences from across the planes of existence, sharing them in fabulous forums, libraries, and theatres. The greatest of these cities is the citadel of ice and steel, in which wind-sculpted towers contain a city-sized trove of incredible knowledge and treasures that defy belief. Its stats here: Genie, large elemental, neutral, AC 17, HP 218, speed 30 feet, fly 90 feet, and its initiative +2. Its scores here: immunities, senses, languages, and its challenge rating. Its traits: elemental restoration, magic resistance, wishes. The genie has a 30% chance of knowing the wish spell. If the genie knows it, the genie can cast it only on behalf of a non-genie creature who communicates a wish in a way the genie can understand. If the genie casts the spell for the creature, the genie suffers none of the spell's stress. Once the genie has cast it 3 times, the genie can't do so again for 365 days. Actions: multi-attack, storm blade, storm bolt, create whirlwind. The Genie's concentration on it ends. The Genie can move the whirlwind up to 20 feet at the start of each of its turns. Whenever the whirlwind enters a creature's space, or a creature enters the whirlwind, that creature is subjected to the following effect. Strength saving throw, DC 17. A creature makes this save only once per turn, and the Genie is unaffected. Failure. While in the whirlwind, the target has the restrained condition and moves with the whirlwind. At the start of each of its turns, the restrained target takes 21 thunder damage. At the end of each of its turns, the target repeats the save, ending the effect on itself on a success. Spellcasting. At will. Detect evil and good. Detect magic. Twice per day each. Create food and water. Can create wine instead of water. Tongues. Wind walk. And once per day each. Creation. Gaseous form. Invisibility. Major image. And plane shift. As I have done in previous videos, at this point I'll do a close-up of these two images. Doppelganger next. There's something really, really off-putting about this image here. It's definitely that sort of uncanny valley feel. Just with the face not really being a full face. Just glowing eyes. No mouth or nose or ears. And its sinewy body. Doppelganger. Shape-shifting infiltrator. Habitat. Underdark. Urban. Doppelgangers are supernatural beings with the ability to shapeshift into any human-like form. Their mind-reading abilities aid them in creating near-perfect disguises and plucking secrets from unguarded minds. Occasionally, doppelgangers use their shape-shifting ability in more overt ways, transforming into unsettling forms to frighten foes. A doppelganger's agenda might relate to its mysterious magical origins or to more mercenary goals. Roll on or choose a result from the doppelganger deceptions table to inspire a doppelganger's plot. D6 for this one. A 3. The doppelganger schemes to take an yourself is the surest way to realize you're not as charming as you think you are. Someone claiming to be Lauren of Vehicle Keep. Doppelganger. Medium monstrosity. Neutral. AC 14. HP 52. Speed 30 feet. Initiative +4. Its scores here. Skills. Immunities. Senses. Languages. Challenge rating. Actions. Multi-attack. Slam. Read thoughts. Unsettling visage. Recharge 6. Wisdom saving throw DC 12. Each creature in a 15-foot emanation originating from the Doppelganger can see the Doppelganger. Failure. The target has the frightened condition and repeats the save at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. After 1 minute, it succeeds automatically. Bonus actions. Shapeshift. The Dracolich. This is so cool. Its skeletal body, dripping with what could possibly be skin or muscle. Its wings, shredded. Its glowing purple eyes. This intimidating horn, just spewing this purple magic. The skulls inside just screaming. Very cool image. Dracolich. Draconic tyrant reborn. Habitat any. The vilest dragons seek to escape the grip of death, employing ageless secrets and blasphemous magic to become horrors called Dracoliches. These deathless dragons bind their spirits to gems and magically animate their rotting corpses. Eventually becoming skeletal horrors, Dracoliches continue the century-spanning plots they pursued in life. Seek revenge on those that brought them low, and strive toward vicious goals they couldn't indulge in life. Dracoliches combine the corrupt immortality of the undead with the legendary power of dragons. A Dracolich retains a breath weapon, but it is a chilling necrotic blast. These terrors gradually sicken the land near their lairs and attract sinister followers, usually other undead or cultists seeking to revel in their terrible might. Living dragons of all types loathe and seek to destroy Dracoliches, viewing them as distortions of draconic magic. is on the same plane of existence as its soul gem, the Dracolich can survive the destruction of its physical body. Its spirit retreats into the gem if the Dracolich's body is destroyed, and the monster might one day regain its terrifying form. Dracoliches often sequester their soul gems within meaningful treasure from their hoard, or in unassuming baubles. Roll on or choose a result from the Dracolich soul gem vessel's table to inspire what holds a Dracolich's soul gem. A D10 for this one. Another 3. I'll roll that again. A 5. A Dracolich's soul gem is hidden in a dragon horn a hero took as a trophy. Dracolich lairs. A Dracolich lurks in a corrupted version of the lair it had in life. The region containing a Dracolich's lair is warped by its presence, creating the following effects. Sapping mist. The area within 1 mile of the lair is lightly obscured by a pale fog. Whenever a creature other than the Dracolich or one of its allies finishes a long rest in that area, it must succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or gain 1 exhaustion level. Soul Drain. Creatures within 1 mile of the lair. Soul Drain. Creatures within 1 mile of the lair have disadvantage on saving throws. If the Dracolich is destroyed or moves its lair elsewhere, these effects end immediately. The effects resume if the Dracolich gains a new body. See its soul gem trait. And naught will be left save shattered thrones with no rulers. But the dead dragons shall rule the world entire. Some as to the Fallen's translation of the Chronicle of Years to Come. Dracolich. Huge or gargantuan undead. Lawful evil. AC 20. HP 225. Speed 40 feet. Burrow 30 feet. Fly 80 feet. And initiative plus 12. Its scores here. Skills. Immunities. Senses. Languages. Challenge rating. Traits. Legendary resistance 3 per day or 4 per day in lair. Life suppression. Creatures within 60 feet of the Dracolich can't regain hit points. Magic resistance. Soul gem. The Dracolich has a magical gem. If the Dracolich is destroyed while the gem is on the same plane of existence as it, the Dracolich gains a new body in 1d20 days, regaining all its hit points and appearing within 5 feet of the gem. The gem is a tiny object that has AC 20, HP 50, and immunity to necrotic, poison, and psychic damage. The gem regains all its hit points it just find it terrifying. Being in the middle of the ocean with only that vessel beneath you is just, it doesn't make sense to me. If anything happens with that vessel, you're in the sea. This isn't, a substance you can stand on. It's a substance you would have to float in or tread water to stay above in the air. No human can breathe underwater without equipment. It just, if you fall off a car, you're on land. And if you fall off a ship, you're in the sea, and humans can't survive in the sea. So you're solely dependent on this vessel. The idea of, giant waves, things like the North Sea. It's not for me. So the idea of being on a ship and then this insanely awesome creature just bursting out. I honestly think I'd just give up there and then. This is just, it's so cool, this combination of sort of dinosaur, dragon and turtle, all these teeth. I genuinely think I would just jump straight into the sea. Dragon, turtle, ancient ruler of undersea realms. Habitat, coastal, underwater. Dragon turtles are mighty creatures with shells large enough to be mistaken for islands, and jaws capable of snapping ships like twigs. While some of these aquatic dragons contentedly slumber in the depths, others jealously guard vast territories with their scalding breath and lay claim to anything that sinks into the depths or sails on the waves. Occasionally, these dragons agree to aid pirates, aquatic peoples, or oceanic religions in return for contributions to their sunken treasure hoards. Many dragon turtles live in secluded lairs or ruins deep underwater, and they might not be spotted by surface dwellers for generations. Like both their namesakes, dragon turtles can have exceptionally long lives. Some recall the wonders of ages past, or remarkable individuals that passed through their realms long ago. Such dragon turtles might be convinced to share their tales, or provide guidance through their territories, in exchange for treasures they've never glimpsed on the ocean floor. It stats here: dragon turtle, gargantuan dragon, neutral, AC 20, HP 356, speed 20 feet, swim 50 feet, initiative +6. Its scores here: resistances, senses, languages, challenge rating, traits, amphibious. The dragon can breathe air and water. Actions: multi-attack, bite, tail, steam breath, recharge 5 to 6, constitution saving throw, DC 19, each creature in a 60-foot cone, failure, 56 fire damage, half damage. Failure or success. Being underwater doesn't grant resistance to this fire damage. Next up, dredges. I genuinely cannot quite understand what's happening here. Most of the monsters in this book I haven't encountered myself, either playing Dungeons and Dragons type video games or playing Dungeons and Dragons campaigns. But most of those I will still recognise or be aware of. This is completely new to me. It certainly doesn't look fun to encounter. This sort of gas cloud coming off it here. These pustules, sores, dredges, demons of frenzy and vulgarity, habitat, planar, abyss, the servants and victims of greater demons. Dredges embody petty instincts, chaotic impulses, and violent urges. Dredges exist in unfathomable numbers in the depths of the abyss, where their reeking throngs fill vast demonic hordes. Dretch. Lone dredges serve other demons or evil magic users. They are erratic, filthy, and violent, and they demonstrate little sense of self-preservation. Dretch. Small fiend, demon, chaotic evil. AC 11, HP 18, speed 20 feet. Its saving throws here. Resistances, immunities, senses, languages, challenge rating, actions, rend, fetid cloud, once per day, constitution saving throw, DC 11, each creature in a 10-foot emanation originating from the dredge. Failure. The target has the poisoned condition until the end of its next turn. While poisoned, the creature can take either an action or a bonus action on its turn, not both, and it can't take reactions. Swarm of dredges. Swarms of dredges sometimes escape the abyss onto other planes of existence, or they might be part of a demonic invasion. Without direction, these crude demons rampage and despoil with cruel enthusiasm. Swarm of dredges. Large swarm of small fiends, demon, chaotic evil. AC 12, HP 45, speed 40 feet, initiative 0. Its scores here. Resistances, immunities, senses, occupy another creature's space and vice versa, and the swarm can move through any opening large enough for a small creature. The swarm can't regain hit points or gain temporary hit points. And its actions: multi-attack, rend. The infinite wonders of the abyss. If there's anything you don't like, you'll find it here. Duranda, expert on the abyss. Here we have Drider. Now my only encounter with one of these is during Baldur's Gate. I'll make it quite clear now that, like a big majority of people, I don't like spiders. I think that it makes it slightly less terrifying when there's a human attached to it. Simply because it feels like at least you could communicate with it. So if you had a tiny little version of one of these in the corner of your room, you could just be like, hey, do you mind sticking to your corner? Don't come over above me when I'm asleep. Don't infiltrate other areas, just stick to your corner. That I could probably deal with. But this is a really, really cool image. Its legs so sharp. They almost look made of some kind of like rock. It's green magic. And all of this purple colouring. It's just a gorgeous image. Drider, spider-like underdark hunter. Habitat, forest, underdark. Driders combine the features of drow and giant spiders. The wicked god Lolth is found of apologies. The wicked god Lolth is fond of transforming her drow worshippers into Driders as either a blessing or a curse. These Driders often become fanatical servants of their god, or they are overwhelmed by their transformation and live only to indulge their predatory, arachnid instincts. Driders also appear when whole communities are transformed by a wicked god's wrath or other magical means. Or Driders might be part of a world's natural population. Most dwell underground or in dense forests where they can make the most of their spider-like traits. Driders with non-drow features are uncommon but possible. Roll on or choose a result from the Drider Metamorphosis table to inspire how supernatural Driders come into being. D6 for this. A 5 again. I'll re-roll that one. Oh. 1. The Drider gains its form as a blessing from a deity of assassins, dangerous wilderness, or the Underdark. Drider, large monstrosity, chaotic evil. AC 19, HP 123, speed 30 feet, Challenge rating. Traits: spider climb, sunlight sensitivity, and web walker. The Drider ignores movement restrictions caused by webs, and the Drider knows the location of any other creature in contact with the same web. Actions: multi-attack, foreleg, poison burst, and a bonus action, magic of the Spider Queen, recharge 5 to 6. The Drider casts darkness, fairy fire, or web, requiring no material components, and using wisdom as the spellcasting ability. Spell save DC 14. I'll do a close-up of these two as well. Now onto one of the prettiest spreads here. First up we have the Druid. This is actually going to be the next class that I play in a Friends campaign. Circle of Stars Druid. I'm very into my night sky, astrology, astronomy. Speaking of which, there is a meteor shower that peaks on the 21st and the 22nd of April, so in a few days. Best known for its fireball meteors, which are one of the best kinds, so definitely check that out if you don't mind being awake until silly o'clock in the morning. I love this art here. It really encapsulates what the Druid is all about, this nature magic here. Its staff with its golden leaves. In the background here, this one working with an owl, these two with this deer here. All of the trees in the background. They look golden, so possibly autumn time. And the creature's unafraid to be near. Druid, steward and sage of nature, habitat any. Druids use primal magic, traditional teachings, and bonds with animals and eldritch beings to guard the natural world and heal its ills. These magic users might be recluses, devoted to a particular land, or they might be part of a mystic organization. Roll on, or choose a result from the Druidic Traditions table to inspire a Druid's magical practices. 1d6 again here. Give me something other than a 3 or a 5. 1 again, that's insane. Every number we've rolled so far, we've rolled again on the next roll. What are we going to get for our last one? Really? These are laborodite dice. They've got to give me something more than this. And a 5. Let's just stick with the 5. I can see where this is going. The Druid is part of a loose organization that as rituals and God's natural secrets. Druid, medium or small humanoid druid, neutral. AC 13, HP 44, speed 30 feet, initiative +1. Its scores here. Skills. Gear. Senses. Languages. Challenge rating. And its actions. Multi-attack. Fine stuff. Verdant wisp. And spellcasting. At will. Druidcraft. Speak with animals. Twice per day each. Entangle. Thunderwave. And once per day each. Animal messenger. Long strider. Moonbeam. And last one for today's video, the beautiful Dryad. I've been in love with the idea of Dryads ever since reading the Narnia books as a child. This one here in the foreground, covered in these wonderful pink blossoms, with this sort of vine here of thorns. And this one in the background, with its autumn leaves, literally coming out of this tree. Dryad, tree-bound guardian of nature. Habitat, forest. Guardians of the woodlands, Dryads magically flit from tree to tree, and from root to bough. Root to bow. Harrying trespassers with tangling vines and thorns. Most of these elusive beings have a special connection with one plant or a natural sanctuary that they protect. Some also share physical similarities with the plants they're most connected to. Dryads might sicken or die if their plant or sanctuary is destroyed, recovering only if it is healed or magically replaced. Roll on or choose an option from the Dryad Sanctuary's table to inspire a Dryad's bond. So the last one wasn't the last one. And this is another D6. Any guesses? Ah, a 6. Wonderful. The Dryad dwells in and protects a shambling mound or Dryad that the Dryad lives in or around as a Fey symbiote. Dryad, medium Fey, neutral. AC 16, HP 22, speed 30 feet, initiative +1. Its scores here. Skills, senses, languages, challenge rating. Traits, magic resistance, speak with beasts and plants. The Dryad can communicate with beasts and plants as if they shared a language. Dryad teleports to an unoccupied space within 5 feet of a second large or bigger tree that is within 60 feet of the previous tree. I will do a close-up of these images now because they're just gorgeous. Thank you so much for joining me today, and apologies that I wasn't able to post last week. My next video will be the long-awaited dragons video, so that will be coming next week. I'm very excited about it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful bank holiday